Hi, I'm Corey with Live Fitness Hub, and today I'm going to show you how to make a DIY veggie shake that you can pre-plan and make for the next 8 to 10 days. So we all know that veggies are good for us, but not all veggies are equal. There are some veggies that are high carb veggies. So today's DIY veggie shake is going to be a lower carb veggie shake, but it's also low sugar. I remember growing up as a kid that I thought corn was a good vegetable. And so I avoided all of the other good vegetables that I need. And so now I look back on that and I realize all of the great vegetables that I need to take in on a daily basis. So today's veggie shake is going to contain 3 major components. The first component is 75 to 80% of this needs to be dark greens, not fruits. We're not making a fruit smoothie here. That's way too much sugar. So we're gonna make a veggie shake that is composed of 75 to 80% dark greens. The top 5 greens that you need to put into this veggie shake, you pick one of them. It's kale, Swiss chard, broccoli, romaine lettuce, or in my case, I'm gonna choose spinach. So this spinach here, you can get at Costco, you could get any of the big box stores or the big supermarket chains. So my recommendation is I get organic spinach. It comes pre-washed and I buy a big bag of it and you'll see why. That's the first component. The second component needs to be just 1 cup of low glycemic fruit. If you're not familiar with low glycemic, what low glycemic is, it just means that it's low sugar. That's all. So my favorite low glycemic fruits are berries. You could choose some other, you can look at the glycemic index and figure this out, but today we're gonna be using blueberries, again, 1 cup. So it's 1 cup and the rest of it is gonna be mostly 75 to 80% veggies. The last component is the liquid component to this veggie shake, which is going to be filtered water. Yeah, filtered water, not juice, not milk, not any other type of liquid, but it needs to be filtered water. So with that, let's get started. First thing I'm gonna do is I use the Nutra Ninja. It's big enough. That's a lot of veggie shake. You could use the smaller one if you so chose, but this is the one that I'm going to be preparing everything to go into this and that I can juice every morning. Now, this bag of spinach right here lasts in the refrigerator 3 to 4 days. 4 days max. It starts to get wilted, it starts to get black, and then it's basically unusable. So what I'm gonna show you now is how you can extend this 8, 10, maybe 12 days. So here's what you need to do. Get your sandwich bags, make sure that they are the kind that can ziplock at the top. So you get your sandwich bags, you open them up, you take your spinach. You're doing all this in one day. So you want to prepare everything in advance. Take your sandwich bag, stuff that in, stuff it in some more. Again, this is the main component of your veggie shake. You can do this with Swiss chard, you can do this with broccoli, romaine lettuce. The romaine lettuce, obviously, you're gonna have to break that up. The nice thing about this type of spinach, baby spinach, is that it comes in small leaves, so you can really stuff it down in there and you don't have to break it up. But feel free to tear it up if you have to really jam it down into that bag. That's what I'm doing, I'm jamming it down. I've done this many times, so I know all of the things to do and not to do. One thing that I used to do is I didn't push the air out of the bag. And so I'm going to show you now. So once you get this all sealed up, you leave one side of it open and then you squeeze that air out. You squeeze it all out and then you seal it off so that it almost looks like it's vacuum packed. But that's about it. That's what you're going to get right there. So you take this, you get a big freezer bag. You take this entire bag and do exactly this with it. So you may have 10 to 12 of these bags. You pack them into your freezer bag, seal off the freezer bag so it's a double barrier. You have this barrier, then you have a big freezer bag barrier, and that keeps basically these from getting the freezer burn on them. And then you pull out one bag at a time when you're ready to make your shake. So I'm gonna show you now how to make the shake. So here's my bag. This just came out of the freezer. It's nice and cold. So I wake up in the morning, come out here and I get my container. I open it up, nice and cold, pull this out. You're gonna pull it apart. Sometimes they come out in a big lump. You just jam it down in there. I try to get all the leaves out, whatever I can. Don't stress about it if you're in a rush. Out they come. Push that down in the bottom. In, second component, again, low glycemic fruit. So you want to stick to about 1 cup. So this is a little more than a cup. So I'll finish it off right about there. So there's your dark greens, 1 component. There's your low glycemic fruit, 2, second component. Third one is water. So you're going to fill this all the way up, about up to the fill line. I bring it up about maybe 1 inch from the top. Now, you could go right there and blend that. This is delicious, right there. Blueberries and spinach, they blend great. If you wanted to add a protein component to this, which I do, you could easily grab 1 scoop of protein powder. You could add that. That adds a creamy component because protein powder is whey. If you are lactose intolerant, obviously you would be putting a lactose-free protein powder in there, which you could easily do. That's no problem. You take your blade, on it goes. So I always give it a little bit of a shake just to mix everything around. Put it right on my blender. It's going to be noisy. I use the Ninja. That's the 900 watt Ninja. You could use any other blender. For years, I just used a Sunbeam blender. You just have to blend it longer. Pull this out. It's nice and liquidy. It's easy to drink. It's not too gritty, especially if you go with a higher wattage. If you go with a 900 watt, or I even saw today there was an 1100 watt and there's a 1500 watt blender now. The higher the wattage, obviously the more expensive, but it's gonna puree it more and it's gonna be very drinkable. A delicious veggie drink, DIY, that you can pre-plan by pre-freezing your dark greens. Get up in the morning and you're ready to go. Thanks for watching. See you next time.